The West Central Africa Division is comprised of an array of countries with varying customs, cultures, and spiritual beliefs. Today, we visit Dakar, Senegal, in this edition of Mission Sunlight, a production of the Media Missionaries at Network 7 Media Center. A part of Senegal's history includes the sad story of slave trade.
Gorée Island is a famous place where for 100 years people from all over Africa are kept to be sold as slaves. It is a meeting point because the white people then were taking people from Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana, even here in Senegal, buying them and bring them to Gorée.
The stopover in Gorée was not the final destination for the Africans who were brought here against their will.
And there, for some months, they'll keep them, later on to sell them, taking them to the United States, taking them to the South America to work in the farms. Oh, it is a sad story because thousands of Africans are being taken from their family by force to the overseas and sometimes never come back again. Some of them, of course, died on the road, throwing them in the sea.
African slavery ended long ago, but there is still slavery to sin. This 13th Sabbath, you can have a part in bringing an end to that slavery and showing others life more abundantly in Jesus.
The Adventist Church has been here for 60 years.
Ministry in Senegal and Mauritania is difficult. Church leaders recognize that creativity must be used to share the gospel with those who have not had the opportunity to learn about Jesus.
We are in what they call the 1040 window, meaning that there are many challenges. A place where we have a lot of Muslims who are to be reached by the gospel. Now we have 522 members only in Senegal. In Mauritania, we have about 30 members, and all of them are foreigners because in Mauritania, they don't allow us to evangelize Mauritanian people.
Everything is possible with God. What we need to do is to make plans so we can see how to preach the message and bring people to know the message of God. We know that this is not easy, but everything is possible with God.
Ce projet est très important.
Adventist education is better than other systems of education in the area, and parents are asking for us to make it possible to continue their child education in the Adventist system. The school as it is now is very full, and it is not possible to add any more classes.
J'aime qu'on augmente les classes pour que...
I like this school and my teachers. I would like to be able to stay here for more education.
L'important, c'est que pour moi, c'est que...
When students start here, we're able to them many things. But when they complete the classes that we can teach here, they leave to other schools that don't teach as much.
Reaching the people in their local religious context is proving to be a significant challenge.
Because this is a Muslim country, taking the message to them is a little difficult, because most of them will not want you coming with a Christian message.
Here in Dakar, we are no more allowed to have public evangelism because of the Muslims who used to threaten us. So if you want to have an evangelistic campaign, we should do it either in our churches or in our homes.
When we analyze all this work, we deduce that we need to base our force in 3 projects. The first is a school project. We know that people need it, and we think that when we set up institutions like hospitals and schools, that people will come to get service from those institutions. It's a very good road to access them. When we develop the school, we gain access to many parents through their children, and we think that when we develop this institution, we can develop some programs that will interest the parents.
We have started a kindergarten school where we are meeting every day the parents who really admire our system and our school. So we are building bridges for evangelists to them. To give you the example, the 5 pastors who have been in Senegal, all of them, apart from one, all of them are from the Muslim background, and they pass through our schools from the primary school to the high school.
Because many Muslim parents are choosing the Adventist school system in Senegal, children are growing up with a knowledge and eventual interest in the Adventist faith. This impacts not only the schools, but churches also. And when the churches grow, they need adequate facilities in which to meet.
The second project is to found a church. As we have told you, it is difficult for people to invite their friends to come to church with them, and then they see our house of worship. The background of people here is from the Catholic Church, and they expect to see a church building when we invite them to come and worship with us. They see our church, and they say to us, "You worship in a house?" This is an obstacle and barrier for them.
We really need to finish a new church, a place where we can worship God in a sanctuary, and we will be able to use it as a tool. We'll be able to have the people around and invite friends to an actual church, not our private homes. That will be much better. Everybody around will be able to know that there is church around them where they will be free to worship at any time.
Members and leaders are committed to reaching people through outreach activities. As the city and country around them grows, they know their commitment must grow also.
Our objective is to win the souls of Senegal to God. Everybody around here is Muslim, and there is no place to do this work, especially in Dakar. In the whole of Dakar, we have only one pastor, and that pastor cannot do all of this work alone. And the only people left to run the church are the elders, but there is some work the elders cannot do. So, we need pastors who can do evangelism to the people of Senegal, who are a majority Muslim.
Leaders are using media to reach people in their homes without prohibition.
We have also another project, the Voice of Hope, in French, La Voix de l'Espérance. We want to have our own radio here because people are listening to the news, and so we need this radio to be established here in Dakar so that we can preach through it. What we have here now is a system of recording. After producing the record, we send them to the Adventist World Radio, and they are diffusing it here in Senegal, Mauritania, or Gambia in the local language. And so, since it is on short waves, many local people don't listen to those short waves. They prefer the long waves. So that's why we want to have our own radio here in Dakar.
We really appreciate all of the efforts of those who are contributing to help build the church. This is how we will reach the people of Senegal. I pray that God will bless all of the efforts to build a church.
We really would like to have a church that belongs to us. We are tired of having to move from one place to another. We need a permanent site where the church remains permanently and we will be able to worship God. I want to thank everyone involved to see that this vision is realized. I really appreciate all of the efforts and appreciate all those who give us means to establish the church.
We want to thank you all who are giving. It is for God's work that you are doing, and God will richly bless you in advance. We believe that with those funds that you are giving to us, God's work will go forward. We are only human beings, but with the benediction of God, we'll see the results, and God will continue to bless you.
You can bring light and love through education with your gift, reporting today from the city of Dakar, Senegal's largest metropolis, and the production studios of Network 7 Media Center. This is Mission Sunlight.